Signs of fatigue. When the dog starts to show signs of fatigue, try the exercise 1 or 2 more times to see if the proper position can be achieved. And if the dog is still unable to perform, then it is time to stop this exercise. Weight shift side, side, and front back. The goal of this exercise is for the dog to shift its weight when standing parallel to the fulcrum in a side-to-side motion, which engages the core, the abductor and adductor muscles of the shoulders and the hips. If the dog is standing perpendicular to the fulcrum and shifting its weight from the front to the back of the board, its core, front limb, and hind limb muscles will engage. Lateral step on upside-down rocker board. The goal of this exercise is to encourage the dog to step over the fulcrum of the board. This exercise increases body awareness and strengthens the abductor and adductor muscles of the shoulders and hips. Place the rocker board upside down on the floor and invite the dog to step onto the board. Using a food lure on the dog's nose, take a small step to the right or left to encourage the dog to step with you and over the fulcrum. If the dog is having difficulty, you may need to turn your body into the dog to create some pressure, or you may need to touch the dog's rear toes or hip with your hand to give them more information to encourage movement in the direction you desire. Repeat the motion in the opposite direction to work the muscles of the body evenly. Balance stand on upside-down rocker board on top of a donut holder. In this exercise, the dog is demonstrating an isometric contraction as the dog maintains a stand-stay position. The forelimb, hind limb, and core muscle must all engage in order to maintain balance and form. While maintaining a neutral standing position, the handler should walk back and forth in front of the dog as far as they are able without the dog coming off of the equipment. The dog should have a neutral back and neutral muzzle. If the dog will not maintain a stay on the equipment, it is acceptable to hold a cookie on the dog's nose as a lure and turn the dog's head to the right and left. A nose touch or chin hold may be used in order to get the dog to stay. This exercise is also good for teaching impulse control, as the dog must stay on the equipment. Back up to a slanted rocker board supported by a canine fit bone. The goal of this exercise is to improve rear end awareness, while strengthening the shoulders and upper back muscles. Placing the board on a balance prop encourages the dog to place weight on its hind limbs and engage its core muscles. In order to perform this exercise, the dog must first understand how to do an independent backup. Have the dog stand 5 to 6 feet in front of the rocker board and ask the dog to back up so the dog is standing in the center of the board. Once on the board, we have the dog hold the stand position for 10 to 15 seconds before releasing the dog forward off of the board. If the dog does not understand how to do an independent backup, use a channel around the rocker board made up of X-pens, cavaletti bars, ring gating, or a wall on one side. Start the dog close to the board when first beginning. To increase the level of difficulty, increase the angle of the board by using 2 canine fit bones or a 40-centimeter peanut. Place the dog further away from the board so it has a longer distance to back up. A cool down is important to bring your dog's body back to its normal physiological state. A gradual reduction in heart rate, blood pressure, etc. lowers the probability of post-exercise disturbances in cardiac rhythm. Similar to the warm-up, the cool-down will promote arterial circulation, which aids in the effective removal of metabolic waste and rebalancing of oxygenation within muscle cells. To cool down your dog after your workout, it is recommended to go for a 5 to 10 minute loose leash walk.